Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to the Proteomic class. Today, I would like to explain on tutorial how to use MASCOT MS ion search. Before we start, let me introduce to you what is MASCOT. MASCOT is a software search engine that uses mass spectrometry data to identify proteins from peptide sequence database. It is freely available on the website of Matrix Science. This is here. This is for protein identification. We have four types of MASCOT database search, which is first peptide mass fingerprint, sequence query, MS ion search or mass spectrometry ion search, and search from default. In this tutorial, we will only focus on MS ion search. Now, let's move to the tutorial. So first, you have to fill your name. Example, my name is Esther. Okay. Then you need to fill in your email. For example, our email is jhubsky@gmail.com. Then, you must fill in also your search title. For example, testing MASCOT SMS ion search. And then you need to select for your database. We are using contaminants AA, which means it's for living organisms. It's for default. If you know what you want to have a database, for example, Swiss Pride, human, then you can click on it. But in our we just use the default because we doesn't know what database that we actually want to use. And then we will go to the taxonomy parts. The taxonomy parts is for allow search to be limited to the particular species. And in our case, because we doesn't have to specify in what species, then we just click all entries. And then we need to choose our enzyme. The default enzyme is trypsin. Then we just choose trypsin if we know what enzyme that we need to use. Because we choose this enzyme is trypsin, then for the allow up to, we need to have at least one miscleavage. If we doesn't choose any enzyme, no cleave, so means in the allow up to, we choose 0. But in our case, we want to use trypsin. So in our allow up to, we just choose 1. We can choose up to 1. In our case, we just choose 1. And then for the quantitation means the protocol that we need to use. In our case, because we just beginner, so we just state none. Then we move to the part which is modification and variable modification. Is applied universally, means we need to have modification, and for the variable modification, this is may not present because for the variable modification, it is more powerful to find a match. If we want to have a variable modification, it's up to us, but for the fixed modification, we must have it. Okay, for the modification, we have four types of it, which is post-translational, artifact, derivation, and sequence variants. For the modification, we need to know what we want to modify because this is commonly due to our intention to make the search. If our intention is more to the medical part, so we can choose the post-translational. The post-translational such as post-translation or acetylation. And for some cases, maybe we doesn't need to have modifications, but we must have this modification as I said just now. So we just choose the modification that if for us to have at least one mesh. And in the regular case, the mesh can have such example for the modification is oxidation or acetyl, amidate, and so on. In our case, we want to have the modification on the acetyl atom and amidated cetum. The variable modification. We need to careful for the variable modification because it is the most powerful modification that can change our database. Which means that if you choose the variable modification, we need to choose it wisely. If we choose it wrongly, then our database for the query part will be changed slightly because it is very, very sensitive. It is very powerful to find the match. And for our cases, we choose certain protein term. This is because we want to modify it and we want to get a result that is very matched based on our sequence. Then we go to the peptide tool. Peptide tool is based, we want to know the error of it. In this case, we just choose 0.5. And then the tool means is error. So this is for the error. We want to have an error or not. For the SMS tool, we also choose 0.6. For the peptide charge, it is for the charge for the peptide. If we doesn't know about it, just choose the default, which is 2+. And then we go to the monoisotopy or average. Monoisotopy of the average is mean that the mass accuracy, which is we want to accuracy based on the monoisotopy or average. In our case, we choose monoisotopy. Then we need to upload a file. For the data file, choose file. Okay, for the data file, we need to have a data file that is matched with the MASCOT database, which is we need to have a sequence that ions search because we are using MASCOT MS ion search. So we need to have the sequence like this. We need to have the ions, biggest ions, spectrum, and the mass of the ions. Okay. Then the data format, because we data format is .st, then we just use MASCOT generic. Basically, we have so many formats in the MASCOT MS ion search, and basically what we use is XML and .mzml. And in our case, because we use .txt, so we just use MASCOT generic. Then for the precursor it means that we setting of the peptide charge. Because in our case, we doesn't know what we want to setting for our peptide charge, then we just ignore it. And then for the instrument is we want to determine which fragment ion series will be used for by scoring. Okay, we have so many ion scoring, but then in our case, because we doesn't know what type of ions that we want to have it, so we just use default. Then we go to the error tolerance. Error tolerance means we want to tolerate with error or not. If we choose that we want to tolerate with error, then we cannot search if it have error if we tick it. If we doesn't tick it, even we have error, then we can also search it. In our case, we want to search whether it have or not, so we doesn't tick it. And then decoy. Decoy means repeat search for reporting, which we want to reserve our database. In our case, we doesn't want to reserve it, so don't ever tick it. Then for the report top, we just want the report to be auto or to be selected in such numbers. So in our case, we just use auto. So then we start search. Now we are running the search. Okay, done. Now I would like to explain to you about the MASCOT search results. Based on the data file that we use, this is our result. For the MASCOT score histogram, we get protein score is equal to 16. This means that our protein is not positive protein identification, it is negative. To have a positive protein identification, we must have at least for the protein score is equal to 90. And this is our consist summary report. And then we need to know about it more, we need to click here. Okay, this is our search results. Okay, in this result, it is shown that at the ball rate matches shown is our matches peptide is Y until this K. This is our peptide shown. And then we have 295 residues. Okay. Then this is our score, which is negative 0.1448 for the delta. This means our protein is not positive identification. And then it is also shown that the protein that the data file that we use is equal to the gene symbol similar to keratin 18, which is similar to our gene protein for the hair. Thank you, that's it from us.